Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading for the week of April 17th. I'm trying to tap into the energy, and I feel like there's a lot of different energies coming through, and it seems to be sort of on the spectrum of frustration. I'm getting the sense of someone who's been trying something for a while, and you know how something is kind of tedious or takes a lot of focus, and it keeps not going through. So the image that comes to mind is someone who's trying to thread a needle, and you're trying to put that tiny piece of thread through that tiny little needle, and you try and it fails, and you try again and it fails, and you must snip off the frayed edge and try again, and you do all these little tricks of the trade to make it work, and it keeps not going through, and you just kind of growl in frustration. This is sort of the analogy and the energy that I'm experiencing. So just a bit of a frustration because you've been lining your ducks up, putting them in a row. You've been doing all the work to kind of make sure things come together. And there's just this weird feeling of how this one thing is still kind of demanding that you focus on it. And it's still not coming together like you want it to. And then I'm being reminded that there's a tool for threading a needle. I forget what the name of the tool is. And so I feel like that's coming in to basically say that you're not engaging with resources that you could be engaging with because you're so focused on you doing this thing without help. And they're saying, you have these resources. Why aren't you tapping into these resources that could actually assist you in this? And then you wouldn't have to be growling in frustration. So this is just an overall sense of the energy of the week that I'm getting. This isn't the whole of your life. This isn't the whole of the week, but it just feels like there is this one aspect that is just sort of demanding your attention, and it's not coming together, and it's creating frustration. Despite how other things may be coming together, especially if there are other avenues that it's just perfectly coming together. But that one thing's just kind of throwing you off. We have 8 of Wands. This is just kind of tapping into the sense of movement and energy. And part of this is coming through, I feel, and kind of tapping into that energy that I already spoke about regarding how other things seem to be coming together. Other things that are happening this week are sort of flowing in the right direction. But this one thing, you're getting a bit hung up on this one thing, and you're getting hung up on trying to prove that you can do this one thing without assistance, whatever this is, however this applies. But it's creating frustration, and as a result of it, you're kind of becoming a generator for some stagnation, and that can impact other avenues or other aspects of energy or movement. So if you've been experiencing movement in other avenues of your life, but you've become fixated on this one thing that just does not seem to be coming together, and you've got fixated on or obsessed with trying to ensure that you can prove to yourself or prove to somebody that you can do this thing and you can do this thing without help, you're kind of becoming a generator of slowing down some energy. You're creating something of a stagnation, and they're just telling you, you got to turn that around. You know, if you have a tool or a resource that can assist you in whatever it is that you're trying to do, that you're trying to kind of bring into focus, or you're trying to accomplish or complete, if that tool or resource isn't a bad thing, and you're just refusing to tap into it because you feel like you're trying to prove something, you might want to rethink that. You might want to reconsider your approach to this one thing, because it's impacting the rest of everything in your life in some regard, or at least your engagement with other things. And there are other things in your life that you need to be focusing on and feeding and nurturing proper energy. Queen of Wands is letting me know that again, this is coming in with that fire energy. This is coming in with that action. And so the Queen Queen of Wands is coming through to let you know that, again, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You're giving too much energy to the wrong thing, which means that fire and energy, the other aspects of your life that need attention, is not getting the proper amount of attention. You need to be full of action. There are things or parts of your life, or the whole of your life is requiring more action from you right now. The Eight of Wands is action also. The Queen of Wands sits on the throne of action from an emotional perspective, and you're not engaging with the action again, and it feels like it's because of that one thing that you've been sort of focused on for whatever reason, and this is just stagnating your energy. It's stalling your energy, or you are engaging in the action of sort of slowing down your energy. And this is something that you're going to regret in the future if you don't change it around. So there's some action. You're required to participate in some action or engage in some action. This week should be about fire. This week should be about action. This week should be about follow through. This week should be about lighting or lighting yourself. And so you want to make sure you're engaging in that. Engage in the action, engage in the fire, engage in the follow through. Whatever it is that might be stalling you, or whatever it is that might be actually making it so that you are not engaging to the full extent with the amount of fire that you should be engaging, you should be reconsidering your action. You should be reconsidering how you are working and moving through this week, because you might eventually get to the point where you regret actions that you did not take, because that's the hang up this week. The actions that are required of you, and how much you may or may not be engaging in that action, because ultimately this is a week of action for you. So you need to be partaking in action this week. That is the biggest thing. Let's go ahead and pull this last card. We have perspective coming in. And I feel like this is coming through with a message of they want you engaged from their perspective, not so much your perspective. So you're supposed to be seeing things from the perspective of your higher self or your ancestors, how they would view the events that are occurring, how they would view how you're spending your energy versus how you think that they have been requiring or requesting or asking you to spend this energy that you have. So perspective, they want you to shift your perspective slightly. And again, they want you to engage this all from their perspective, or the perspective of your higher self, and how that to be part of your resource for decisions that you make and the actions that you take. All right, Gemini, that is all I have for you this particular week. I hope this has allowed you to see things from a different perspective and has lit some fire under you, or has made you realize the fire that you need to be engaging with this week. I hope it's a great week for you, and hopefully I will see you in a future video.